Heartbreaking moment. Kelly Ripa struggles with emotions after Mark Consuelos' unexpected decision. For years, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been admired as one of television's most enduring couples. Their relationship, built on honesty, humor, and shared ambition, has often played out in front of millions of viewers. Whether it's through candid conversations on live television or lighthearted moments shared on social media, fans have felt connected to their journey. But recently, that sense of familiarity took a more emotional turn when Kelly found herself visibly shaken by a deeply personal decision Mark made, one that would change the rhythm of their lives, both on and off camera. Kelly and Mark's story began long before morning television fame. Their connection was instant, intense, and, by their own admission, unexpected. Over time, they built a family, balanced demanding careers, and navigated the challenges that come with being in the public eye. What made their bond stand out was not perfection, but transparency. They spoke openly about disagreements, compromises, and the constant effort required to keep a marriage strong. Fans admired their ability to laugh through stressful moments and support each other's individual goals. That mutual respect became a defining feature of their relationship, until a recent development revealed just how difficult that balance can be when life calls for change. Mark Consuelos has never shied away from making bold choices in his career. Known for following his instincts, he has often spoken about the importance of growth, even when it means stepping into uncertainty. This time, however, his decision carried more weight than usual. It wasn't just about work or opportunity, it was about timing, priorities, and the future. According to sources close to the couple, Mark's choice came after months of reflection. It involved stepping in a new direction that would require significant adjustments, including time, energy, and emotional commitment. While the decision aligned with his long-term aspirations, it also meant redefining routines the couple had shared for years. For Kelly, the reality of that shift hit hard. Those who know Kelly Ripa understand how deeply she values stability and connection. Her work ethic is rooted in consistency, and her home life has always been her anchor. When Mark shared his final decision with her, it reportedly sparked a mix of pride, concern, and vulnerability. During a recent broadcast, viewers noticed a rare moment where Kelly struggled to maintain her composure. Though she kept her words measured, her emotions were unmistakable. It wasn't a dramatic breakdown, it was something far more relatable. It was the look of someone processing change in real time, while still showing support for the person she loves. Fans immediately picked up on the shift. Social media filled with messages of concern, encouragement, and empathy. Many praised Kelly for her honesty, noting that it's not easy to navigate personal emotions while remaining professional in a live setting. Mark has always spoken openly about the cost of ambition. In interviews over the years, he's acknowledged that pursuing meaningful opportunities often requires sacrifice, not just from himself, but from those closest to him. This time was no different. Insiders say Mark was fully aware of how his decision would affect Kelly. That awareness weighed heavily on him. While he believed the move was necessary, he didn't take it lightly. The conversations between them were thoughtful, emotional, and at times difficult. What stood out was the mutual respect they maintained throughout the process. Even in moments of disagreement, both recognized that their relationship had weathered challenges before and could do so again. Long-term relationships are often defined not by grand gestures, but how couples handle transitions. For Kelly and Mark, this moment became a test of flexibility and trust. Change can bring uncertainty, and uncertainty can stir fear, even in the strongest partnerships. Kelly's emotional response wasn't about doubt in their marriage, it was about acknowledging the reality of change. When routines shift, it can feel like losing a sense of control. For someone who thrives on structure, that feeling can be overwhelming. Yet those close to the couple emphasize that their bond remains intact. If anything, this chapter has reinforced their commitment to open communication and shared decision-making. The public response to Kelly's emotional moment was swift and overwhelmingly supportive. Viewers expressed appreciation for seeing a genuine reaction rather than a polished facade. Many shared their own experiences of supporting a partner through major life decisions, noting how relatable Kelly's reaction felt. Some fans praised Mark for being transparent about his journey, while others applauded Kelly for showing vulnerability. The moment served as a reminder that even public figures face the same emotional crossroads as anyone else. Away from the cameras, Kelly and Mark are reportedly focusing on adjusting to their new reality. That includes reworking schedules, redefining boundaries, and ensuring that their family remains the priority. Sources say Kelly has taken time to reflect, leaning on close friends and family for support. Mark, in turn, has made it clear that his decision does not diminish his commitment to their marriage or family life. Both understand that adaptation is not immediate. It's a process, one that requires patience, reassurance, and mutual effort. This story isn't about conflict or division. It's about the complexity of shared lives and individual dreams. Kelly Ripa's emotional response resonated because it was real. It captured the quiet tension that arises when love and change intersect. Mark's decision, while difficult, represents growth and courage. Kelly's reaction represents honesty and emotional depth. Together, they illustrate that strong relationships aren't free from struggle. They're strengthened by how struggle is handled. As they step into this new chapter, Kelly and Mark remain united. Their journey continues to evolve, shaped by experience, understanding, and the willingness to face uncertainty together. For fans, this moment offered something rare, a glimpse into the human side of a celebrated partnership. It reminded viewers that even behind bright studio lights and confident smiles, real emotions exist, and that acknowledging them is a sign of strength, not
strength
weakness.
Behind the emotions. In the days following that emotional moment, those close to Kelly Ripa say she didn't retreat from her responsibilities. Instead, she leaned into them. Work has always been a grounding force for her, a place where routine brings comfort. While viewers may have seen a glimpse of vulnerability, behind the scenes, Kelly was carefully processing everything, choosing reflection over reaction. Friends describe her as thoughtful during this period, asking questions not just about logistics, but about long-term balance. How would this change affect their daily connection, their family traditions, the small moments that often matter most? These weren't dramatic concerns, they were human ones. Kelly and Mark reportedly spent many evenings talking through what this next phase would look like, not just schedules and commitments, but expectations. Mark made it clear that his decision wasn't about distancing himself from family life, but about growth he felt he needed to pursue personally and professionally. Kelly, in turn, expressed what the change stirred inside her: uncertainty, adjustment, and the emotional weight of stepping into something unfamiliar. What made these conversations meaningful was the absence of pressure. Neither tried to win. Instead, they listened. That mutual listening became the foundation for moving forward. The reason this story struck such a chord with fans wasn't because of celebrity status, it was because of recognition. Many viewers saw themselves in Kelly's reaction, supporting a partner while quietly grappling with their own emotions. Social media continued to fill with messages from people sharing similar experiences: career moves, relocations, or lifestyle changes that tested relationships without breaking them. Kelly's emotional honesty gave permission for others to acknowledge that loving support doesn't mean silence or ease. It means showing up, even when it's hard. Despite public speculation, those close to Mark emphasize that his decision came with reassurances. He reportedly made it clear that family remains non-negotiable. Adjustments would be made, time would be protected. communication would stay constant. Mark has always spoken about the importance of partnership, often crediting Kelly as his anchor. That hasn't changed. If anything, this transition reinforced his awareness of how deeply interconnected their lives are. The decision wasn't about choosing one path over another, it was about finding a way to honor both. Kelly Ripa has built a career on adaptability. Over the years, she's navigated co-host changes, evolving formats, and the pressures of live television with consistency and grace. This personal moment, though deeply emotional, revealed another layer of that resilience. Rather than withdrawing, she continued to engage, on air, with colleagues, and with fans. Observers noticed a subtle shift, a deeper tone in her words, a more reflective presence. It wasn't sadness, it was growth in real time. Sometimes strength isn't loud, sometimes it's quiet acceptance paired with thoughtful action. What sets Kelly and Mark apart from many public couples is their refusal to present a flawless image. They've often said marriage isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about facing them together. This chapter reinforced that philosophy. Change didn't weaken their bond, it tested it, and in doing so, clarified what truly matters. Stability didn't disappear, it evolved. Those close to them say the couple is now focused on building new routines, ones that reflect both Mark's evolving goals and Kelly's need for connection and consistency. As they step further into this new phase, there's a sense of intention surrounding their choices. Nothing is rushed, nothing is ignored. Both understand that adjustment takes time, and neither expects instant comfort. Kelly has reportedly found reassurance in knowing that emotions don't signal failure, they signal care. And Mark has embraced the responsibility that comes with pursuing change while honoring partnership. Their story continues, not as a dramatic turning point, but as a realistic evolution. In a world that often celebrates instant decisions and bold moves, this moment offered something different. A reminder that meaningful choices come with emotional layers. Kelly Ripa's visible reaction wasn't a sign of weakness, it was proof of investment. For fans, it humanized a couple they've watched for years. It showed that even familiar faces navigate uncertainty, compromise, and growth, just like everyone else. And perhaps that's why this story continues to resonate, because at its core, it isn't about headlines, it's about partnership, patience, and the courage to move forward even when the path looks different than expected.
Viewers could feel. As days passed, longtime viewers began noticing something subtle but meaningful in Kelly Ripa's on-air presence. There was no announcement, no direct explanation, yet her tone carried a new layer of reflection. Moments of humor still surfaced, but they were often followed by thoughtful pauses, small signs that she was navigating personal change while staying fully present for her audience. Colleagues described her as focused and composed, but more introspective. It wasn't distance, it was depth. Kelly wasn't pulling away, she was adjusting in real time. For Kelly, routine has always been grounding. Showing up each morning, engaging with her co-hosts, and connecting with viewers provided a sense of stability while other parts of life felt uncertain. That consistency became her anchor. Behind the scenes, producers noticed how committed she remained. She arrived prepared, supportive, and attentive. If anything, her professionalism stood out even more during this period, reminding those around her that strength often reveals itself during moments of emotional transition. Away from the cameras, Mark and Kelly focused on reinforcing the foundation of their relationship. Friends say the couple prioritized shared time, even if brief, simple moments that reaffirmed connection. Dinners at home, conversations without distractions, and honest check-ins became more intentional. Mark, aware of how deeply the transition affected Kelly, reportedly made a conscious effort to provide reassurance, not through grand gestures but through consistency. Small actions, steady communication, and presence mattered more than promises.
As public attention grew, speculation naturally followed. Some interpreted Kelly's emotional response as fear or disagreement, but those close to the situation clarified that it was neither. It was recognition. Recognition that change, even positive change, can feel heavy. Recognition that supporting a partner doesn't mean suppressing your own feelings. Kelly wasn't resisting Mark's decision, she was honoring the emotional reality that came with it. That distinction mattered. The moment sparked broader conversations among fans about emotional honesty in relationships. Viewers discussed how often people feel pressure to appear supportive without acknowledging their own internal response. Kelly's visible emotion challenged that idea. Her reaction suggested something important. Love doesn't eliminate uncertainty, it coexists with it. That message resonated far beyond celebrity news, turning a personal moment into a shared reflection for many. Mark, too, has reportedly gained new perspective from this experience. While confident in his decision, he recognized how transitions affect not just outcomes, but emotions along the way. Those close to him say he's become even more deliberate about communication, checking in, listening, and staying attuned to Kelly's needs. Rather than moving forward independently, he's choosing to move forward together. What this chapter ultimately revealed is evolution, not fracture. Kelly and Mark aren't stepping away from each other, they're stepping into a different rhythm, one that requires patience, flexibility, and trust. They've navigated change before. Parenthood, career shifts, public scrutiny, all required adaptation. This moment simply adds another layer to a relationship already built on resilience. Support from viewers hasn't faded. Messages of encouragement continue to appear, many thanking Kelly for modeling emotional authenticity. Others express respect for Mark's transparency and thoughtfulness. Together, the couple has reminded fans that long-term partnerships aren't defined by ease, but by effort. Sources suggest that while adjustment is ongoing, there's a sense of calm settling in. The uncertainty hasn't disappeared, but it's no longer overwhelming. Both Kelly and Mark are moving forward with clarity, grounded in communication and mutual respect. No dramatic turns, no public statements, just quiet progress. This story continues because it reflects something real, not conflict but complexity, not loss but transition. Kelly Ripa's emotional moment didn't signal an ending, it marked a pause, a moment of acknowledgement before moving forward, and sometimes those pauses say more than words ever could.